Chimima.
And welcome back, everyone, to another episode of 1kTrash, the podcast, with me, Cletus, and my fellow co-host, djporksandwich. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Another episode where we talk about stuff and probably stuff we don't have any business talking about. We definitely don't have any kudos in the game, but we love the game. So we talk
And
about the game.
and this is the internet, so you don't have to know stuff to talk about it.
You don't have to know everything, that's for sure. And we can talk about it without actually being good at it, right?
Absolutely. So,
And we're still practicing, yeah.
so big thing happened. What happened to your name? It was 3 words. Now it's 1 word. What happened there?
I think that's just a production update. It was always one word. It took a while. It took a while for us to catch up with production and obviously get that through and approved by the producers, so that I could get that updated. And now it is DJ Pork Salmon. It is one word, but you can find me at Sci Salad. I don't tweet much, but you can definitely tweet me, and I'll definitely tweet you back.
that's really important. Always tweet back.
Exactly.
You don't want to be the
Yeah.
guy
If you,
that
if
doesn't
you're
tweet
if
back.
you if you're looking for a tweet friend, I'm that friend. Just get in touch and let's tweet.
Oh, you might have noticed that I'm still on the COVID-19 setup with the camera that goes black once in a while, but that's okay. It's because we deal with what we have. Yeah.
And Cletus, how is it going in London? How is the COVID assignment going?
Oh, it's going great. I mean, we have been forced to stay at home. I can't go out and meet people. I can't go out and waste my time on commuting. So yeah, it's a shame. And
It is good though, isn't it? Like you're saving like 2 hours plus a day.
yeah, and at the end of the month, you save also a lot of dinero, caballero, that you can
Yeah, you
invest in
do.
buying new
And that's
games. That's what I
that's
do.
not that's not including. So yeah, so I used to live in London, and I know how much it cost just to travel around. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's expensive. It's really really expensive. And by the end of the month, you kind of like it's like a third kind of like utility that you pay for. So you've got your rent, you've got your electricity, you've got your internet, and then you've got your travel. And that's another kind of like bill in on par with these
Yeah.
guys.
And you have,
Um, yeah,
did you mention the council tax? Because you also have that, not to forget.
you mentioned, yeah.
Not to
You
forget.
should tell your landlord, shouldn't your landlord pay the council tax? You
Oh,
should be like, dude, you
would be
know.
very nice of
But
her, but no, nope, that's not happening.
so so updates from South Africa. So I'm casting from South Africa, and we were allowed to buy alcohol last week for the first time in 2 months. So they
Woohoo!
lifted the alcohol ban, and but they haven't lifted the cigarette ban. So I don't smoke, um, but people that do smoke, it's difficult to buy cigarettes. Basically, the last 3 months, it's been a black market for cigarettes. People definitely can buy them. You can just rock up to the local
I mean,
gas station, and then the gas attendants kind of sell them. So they haven't actually stopped it, but yeah, it's kind of draconian down here.
yeah, but how does that impact the lockdown? Not selling cigarettes. I mean, I find I don't smoke either, so who cares? I don't. I really don't
I
care.
mean,
I think it's also good for the
yeah,
health of people. Not smoking, I think, is good. I guess. I don't know. Everyone
I
says
guess
so.
that I think the health effects take a while to kick in for the good. So if I stop smoking this week, I'm not going to be healthy by next week. I'm
Oh
gonna need
yeah.
like 6 to 12 months, to see the
Well, I mean,
return on the investment of not smoking.
yeah, we don't know how long this thing is going to be, but at least it seems that we don't have any new death around around here in Scotland and London. But
Yeah, so unfortunately we're in the other bracket where it's going up every day. So there was a rumor on Monday that they were going to shut us down even further. Um, back. So we're in stage 3 right now of 5 stages, and they were going to put us back into stage 4. So everybody started panic buying booze because it's only been on sale for 2 weeks,
I mean, that's
and then
classic.
the threat of losing it again, like everybody went back and bought it. But
No, that's
no,
classic.
we're expecting the peak down here to be in September.
In
To just give
September,
you
the peak.
September, that's
I
the
mean,
peak. So
that's
it's going up every day at the moment. Yeah. So
well.
it's
I
not,
mean,
yeah.
at least yeah, they have started reopening everything. Um, Not essential
Mm.
shop should be start opening soon.
We can
No
do
one
it. We
knows
can't get a
about.
hair. We can't get a haircut yet, and we can't go to a restaurant or a cafe yet.
Oh
But
no,
we can
cafe,
buy
restaurant,
stuff.
pubs, they're still closed. We don't know when they're going to be open. But
Yes.
you can get a delivery to the park from Papa John's, I think, or Domino's, one or the other. I can't remember. They also deliver to a
When you
park.
just tell them, you just tell them what park you're in, and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
come.
yeah. I guess.
That's amazing. Yeah. I think it's going to open a whole. I think it's going to just open a whole new avenue of delivery. Like
But yeah, but I think that it's going to change a lot the way we do things. We are just in a new way of doing stuff, and new habits are kicking in. It's 2 months, I guess, and now we are used to it.
2 months, man, and yeah, the whole world's changed. I mean, no one. I mean, let's not forget that no one's flying airplanes right now. Right now, that's like
Oh, to be
it's just
honest,
one of the craziest things. Who would have thought that air travel would cease for 2 to 3 months? That is just a crazy, and that's worldwide.
yeah,
That is just crazy.
and
Anyway,
yeah,
Cletus,
yes,
I heard you. I heard you got some news
big
this week about
big
one of your
news,
favorite games.
big news, guys. So as everyone knows, everyone should know, Artifact bombed very badly a couple of years back, and they relaunched it. And I like card games, and I played a
So
lot.
just can I just ask a question
Yes,
there? They relaunched it, but nobody actually believed that it would be relaunched, did they? Like even a month ago,
correct,
no one actually believed it would be relaunched.
correct. Yes, because after 2 years, you kind of lose all the hopes. Because I mean, it was a kind of an okay game actually. The card game was not bad, but the monetization was crap. Was definitely crap. You, if I'm not mistaken, you had to pay to yeah. Well, it wasn't free to play. As all the card games, you have to buy cards. That's fine. No one cares. It's perfect. But you had to pay to play the only mode to gain new cards. So there was no way of gaining cards or something like that. I can't remember. It was 2 years back. I don't have so much memory.
I remember you spending money on it, and I remember me going, "How
Yeah,
much
yeah.
did you spend on that?" But I understand, different games have different
No, that's
models,
fine.
and yeah, if you need to, maybe there's an entry level. The
No,
thing is,
yeah,
you
there
just
were
don't
basic
want.
package. I think it was 20 quid to get the basic set, and that's fine. I mean, it's fine. I don't mind spending £20 or £50 or whatever if I play and if I enjoy it. That's okay. It's fine. But once I pay for the game and I want to pay to play the game, that's
Yeah,
was weird. But anyway,
once you're in, you're in.
yeah. So they relaunched the game, and now it's in
So
beta.
just how did that? What happened to the old game? Did it just stop? Is it
Oh,
still
I
going, or
think that if you
it
wanna
just
play, it's
deleted
still
it?
there. It's still there.
Or just everybody left.
Yeah, yeah. They didn't change it, and so I got a beta key last week, and so I played a bit. They changed. They basically changed the whole game. They kept the the basic idea. So you play in 3 different boards, like simulating the 3 lane of Dota. You have your heroes, same as Dota, so you can play your heroes, creeps, but they dim down a lot of the things that people were complaining about, like the RNG factor, so there is less RNG. But in these 2 years,
What is it? What is it? Sorry, what does that mean? I'm a noob in card games.
yes,
What's
so
what's the RNG factor?
RNG is random shit that happen during the game that influence the outcome of the game. So random stuff.
What does
Uh,
RNG stand for anything? Because I just all I can
Random
think of
number
is like
generator
Royal never give up.
as well. A random number generator.
Ah,
Yeah,
RNG.
that's it. That's it. Uh, so, by the way, we're going to talk about Dota in a sec.
Is it? What's
Yeah.
this? I think you've snuck onto my map there. Is that a cursor on my map? That's a foreign object on my map. Can you get that? Get that off my screen.
Yeah, production.
Hey, that is
What's happening?
unsanctioned. That's unsanctioned screen
Yeah,
invasion.
yeah, production. This production, and
This production. It's getting better every week.
it's
I
getting
haven't seen a.
yes.
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't seen a mouse creep onto my screen before. It's interesting.
And what I was talking about. Yes. So RNG, random factors that affect the outcome of the game without the control of the player. And it
Random
wasn't,
factor.
yeah, random shit that happened during the game. And it wasn't, it wasn't too much what was happening in Artifact, but it was perceived as having a massive impact on the game. So it doesn't matter if something happened or not. It doesn't matter how it
So it's
perceived
kind.
by the game, by the gamers.
So it's kind of like the neutral items
It can
introduction.
correct. It was so basically when you deploy a card, uh, you attack the card in front of you, opposite to you. So yeah, and there were some kind of arrows that would appear to decide which card you would attack. So it was the one in front of you, the one on the top right or top left, basically, and that was random. So you could play a card, but you could attack a random card. It wasn't too big of a deal because you could affect them by playing different things. But yeah, anyway, they deleted that shit. Um, Also, you could play an infinite number of cards in a lane. Now you can play 5 card maximum, so it's better. It's easier to follow, even if you're not into the game. It's much better. But in these 2 years, Legend of Frontera is being released. And Legend of Frontera is at this point considered the state, I would say, yeah, the state of the art of card games.
It's a
Because
big boy in the
it's a
pack,
big
eh?
boy in the park, yes. And the main reason is because it's free to play. You can buy cards. You can buy single cards, so you can create the
But if
deck
it's
that
free,
you
is
actually
it? But
want.
when you say free to play and then you say buy cards, like if it's free to play, does that mean that there's one free, really noob deck that you can use?
Yes, when you sign up, you have a basic deck that you can use. You can create different decks, and you can unlock cards by playing. And you unlock a shit tons of cards just by playing. I'm playing it since the launch. I think it's a month ago. I just dropped £5 just because I'm playing a lot. So I just want to buy something, just to say thanks to the developer, because I mean, developer itself, I know that nothing is come for free. But I just spent £5 and I have all the cards that I want. And so my point is, obviously, maybe if the viewers want, we can go in a deeper comparison of the two games, maybe in the next podcast. But the art of the two games, they need to be dealt right now, because now I'm going to do.
Sorry. I'm just because I understand what you're saying, but just for the viewers, you're saying the art of the
So
game,
I'm
but you
going to
don't mean the art of the game in terms of strategy.
No,
You
no,
mean
I'm
the
going the
art
art,
of the
the
game,
actually
the
drawing of the
actual art.
cards, the actual art.
Okay. What have you got? Have you got some
So
examples?
I'm going to show you an example um, from from Runeterra. Uh, this is this is live. This is live. So I'm trying to boom this production level. So this is a card, right? This is a hero, and you can see that this you might not like the game or whatever, but this drawing is beautiful. This is great level.
That's cool. It kind of looks like our wood devour.
It's yeah, it's kind of a
I'm just gonna make a lot of Dota references to
it is. I mean, definitely the universe.
throughout because that's what I relate
Yeah,
to.
but the universe is very similar because this is based on the Legend, no, on League of Legends universe, so it's the same thing basically.
Oh,
Um,
right.
and
This
so
is actually one of the games that League of Legends released. They released 4 or 5 games at the same time, didn't they?
yeah, yeah, yeah. There is this one. There
Right.
is Valorant. I think they are releasing. It's doing great. It's like Counter Strike kind of thing. Don't like it. I don't like the genre. So you see, these arts are beautiful. I can pick anyone because you might say, "Oh, you pick that one." No, they are really nice. They are really nice. And then,
Invoker.
oh yeah, that's very similar. Yeah. And then we're going to Artifact. To it's beta, but it's peculiar. This is the art of the game. This is the actual drawing of the game. When you play the game, you have these things. This is the drawing. You also have the previous card, the old cards. They have the old
Axe.
art,
That's
so
yeah, that makes sense.
they're nice. But what? How
What? How is
what?
that? How is
How is
that?
that
Like
a thing?
who releases that? Who says this is ready for release? I
I,
mean, that looks like a Wi-Fi sketch that wireless, like
I
I don't know, like a wireframe basically of of a
yeah, yeah.
character.
It's beta, but that's just I don't know.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And
Are you sure they're in the game, eh? You're sure you're actually in the game now?
yes, yes, I'm actually in the game. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because it looks like it's developer version. It's not
Yeah,
actually
but look how
beta. It's
beautiful Phantom Lancer is. It's very beautiful.
okay, yeah. Other Phantom Lancers coming soon.
What? I, I, I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah,
the game
it's
is good. It's worth a shot.
well. I mean, let's remember that it is beta, so keep us informed about that, eh?
No, yeah, I agree. It's beta, and yeah, I keep you guys
Do you know what's
posted.
interesting? Do you know what I can't work out is that you have a cursor on your screen that's on exactly the same place on my screen,
Oh,
which is kind of tripping me out.
yeah, I don't know
I'm
what
like,
that is.
are we both the same screen? What's going on there? Anyway, we'll
Mm.
sort that out in post production.
Yeah, a lot of post production. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll sort that out. We can Photoshop
but
that
yeah.
out.
So this was our card game segment. So back to the with this magic production, and boom, I'm back. Did you miss me? Yes. So yeah,
Welcome back.
welcome back.
Are we going to
Thank
talk?
you.
Are we going to talk about some Dota?
And well, now, yes, we talk about some Dota, and I think, unless there is something else that we want to talk about, we are ready for the first actual segment
So our
of
first segment,
the of the podcast.
go
That
for it.
is, did you watch some Dota? Did you watch some Dota?
I did. I did. I've actually been watching. I mean, I watched a lot. Like, I mean, we talked in the last podcast about the We Play, and I felt the We Play was a really long tournament. Like, that went for like 2 months or something. And it was amazing. It was really good. But, like, I think it was 16 teams and round robins and all sorts of stuff. It went for a long time. So I think after that, I took a little, I didn't watch as much. I actually started playing, and as you know, the Battle Pass has been released.
Yes.
Okay, so that was huge. So I think I started playing some, and then I created a guild, and then I invited people into my guild, and then I also did another thing which I've been meaning to do for a while. I got the Dota Plus, and
Nice.
all of a sudden, I've had like 1,000 things to do in Dota. Like I've got to get quests, I've got to do a cavern crawl, I've got to try and convince my guild members to play for the contracts. It's been really cool. And I just really like this time of the year. Because last year we did the same thing. You get the battle pass, and then you try and run through the cavern, and you want to get your arcanas and your bits and pieces, and it's just a really fun time where it's like 7.99 or whatever it is, but you're getting all this stuff, you get the upgrades. You've got the Riley's blessings, where you kind of spin
Nice.
the roulette. You're just collecting stuff, and it's just really, it's like the epitome of gamification. Every
Yes.
every day or so, you're getting like a ding. You've won something, and you get your little dopamine hit, and your Dota characters start looking cooler. This is where you get your kudos on cool stuff. So that's what I've been doing. Although I did turn back and looked at the latest tournament. So we had this section in the last couple of weeks. We had the ESL Birmingham,
Yes, we
which
did.
is, and I think it raised a couple of things for me. One is that we're missing the live stuff. I mean, we're watching the Dota, but it's not live because the
No.
guys aren't in the same place. They're not in the same place, and the teams aren't in the same place. So there's all sorts of things going on, like lag. And I think we've talked in the last few weeks about the impact of a team in a team, and a team like in one place, and how much of that makes a team, as opposed to a bunch of guys like in different places trying to put it together. You've got ping, you've got all sorts of stuff, and I think you've got a story on ping that you want to share. But overall, I think it was a good tournament. I think it raised a couple of things. We saw that we
Yeah.
saw Team Secret get beaten for the first time in 25 matches or something crazy like that. They got beaten by Team Unique, who didn't do anything else in the tournament apart from beat Team Secret.
They're definitely the best team in the world
and
now.
yeah, and they're the best team in the world. They come in and they win one match, and then they beat the people to beat. But it was a good tournament.
Yeah.
Team Secret did win in the end again. But no, I think it showed up a couple of things. I saw really good stuff from Alliance. I think Alliance is playing really well at the moment.
Yes.
VP Prodigy again, like Virtus Pro wasn't even playing, and VP Prodigy is their understudies, and they've been kicking ass in the last two tournaments. They didn't do much against Team Secret, but they're just up in that, and they're up in the kind of top 3 or 4. Like they're in that discussion. But yeah, I think I was impressed by Alliance. I think
Yeah,
Alliance
Alliance
is
did good.
my
Yeah, played a
yeah.
awesome tournament, and I think
They
that
did. I think the reshuffle, of their roster, and I think
yeah,
bringing back S4 has been huge for them. S4 has been in and out of Alliance. He's a TI winner, and now he's running the draft. And I think a huge part of competitive Dota is drafting. And you've been saying this for 5 years, but I'm on board. The draft is so crucial, and it's
yes,
about
it
getting in
is.
people's heads. And S4 is doing that. And I think when you look across Dota, you've got a bunch of people that are kind of like coach slash drafters slash captains. Those 3 positions are very, very hard to get quality people. Like it's a very unique set of skills.
Yeah, and yeah,
Yeah,
you can clearly see that the best captains they always end up in the top spot on all the tournaments, and that's not even it's not up for discussion. The draft is the key, and being able to play in people's heads is far more important than being a good drafter. Is the next level for example.
It's the next level.
It
And they had
is.
a couple of really good interviews where they were talking to S4, and they were playing Team Secret, and they asked him, like they're like, how did it go? He's like going, it's just Puppy was getting into my head while I was drafting, and like, like he was like, I'm trying to get into his head, and like you kind of making these. It's like chess, you're making a couple of plays
Yes.
like on your picks to try and get them not to pick something or to prevent them from picking something because you're picking a counter. But you're also not. No one's ever picking one hero. You're picking three or four heroes. So you're picking this batch of heroes that work together. So you're trying to like rule out other batches, and yeah, it's getting trippy. Like I also think that there was the change in drafting, so I think you can do an extra ban now that you didn't used to be able
Yeah,
to
I think
do.
that they do a lot of bands. Yeah.
I don't know the exact details. I mean, I'm still learning, but yeah, this extra ban I think is also kind of like really getting in people's heads as well. Yeah,
Yeah, it is, and I think it was. But yeah, it was a nice tournament. I think the production is still not the level that we play, to be honest.
yeah.
Uh, but
But the casters were
yes, I loved
better.
them. Yeah. Oh, they were great.
No, there's no diss on any casters. I think anybody that casts is obviously
No, they're
skillful,
good.
but
Yeah, obviously.
yeah, I think
They're
there's
fun.
also
But
there's another meta on casting, isn't it? It's kind of like how well casters go together, and we
yeah, the
saw some of the
chemistry,
best.
the chemistry.
The chemistry across all of them, right?
Yeah,
So
and
yeah, and I'm gonna say my favorite, and I should make him the pro of the week, but I don't know if
oh
we can
yeah,
use casters for pro of the week,
yeah. I think.
but
I mean, we make the rules, so I mean,
well, I mean, yeah,
I don't know
okay,
if it's
motion
any.
passed.
I don't know.
It's great. It's
Chat. Can
grand
ask
crown.
chat. Ask chat if we can pick caster as
Yeah,
pro
yeah,
of the week.
yeah, exactly. Anybody in chat want to chime in? Uh,
F in chat if we
we,
should pick Grant.
but I like Grant. The guy's like
Yes.
hilarious.
He's
He's
hilarious.
knowledgeable and he's excitable and he's just a great mix of like unknowns. But at the same time, like any of these guys are super smart. Usually, most of the casters they come from being pro players, so they are super smart, which gives them that nice little slice of awkward as well. But but he's exciting, and he gets excited and he challenges. But he's also the first one to like. He's not gonna he's not going to get angry about or get challenging with anyone. He's the first person to say, "Okay, you got another opinion, like tell me why." And I
Yeah.
just I just love that. He keeps it real playful.
No, yeah, he is. He's good. And I like the way he was interacting with PPD. And I mean, they're definitely the opposite.
PPD was
It
a
was
bit
a,
new, eh?
yeah. And I mean, it's really technical, obviously. But it was great. I think it worked really well. So well played.
Yeah,
GG. So yeah, there are a few more tournaments going on at the moment.
there
Another big
is.
one, the Blast Bounty Hunt, where all the top team are playing. OG also is playing. Apparently, they finally have a better setup with Topson being back. So we,
Yeah, they've been, they've been the shift of all of these, haven't they? Like, I mean, that's my example of, being a OG fan. It's been disappointing, but it's my example of why, why this kind of online play has affected some teams.
yeah.
Come on, tell your story, bro. What do you know? Like, I didn't watch the game, but I heard there was a very, very short game, and I saw on Twitter, I saw Enigma
Oh
basically
yeah,
throw their
that
toys a
was
little bit.
yeah. I was about to pick it up after the second update, but I'm going to pick it up now. It was Enigma versus Secret, and that's the what might happen if I play online series. So I think GH internet dropped or Manticore, I can't remember who, and he couldn't have the internet back straight away. So after 15 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever, they forfeit Enigma, so they lost the first game.
They forfeit.
They forfeit the first game.
Did they just go GG?
They just go GG. The
They
admin
just
of the
typed in
tournament,
GG and walked away.
the referee
Wow.
said, okay, fine, we can't wait anymore, so you lost the game. So the series start
Yeah.
1-0 to Secret,
Yeah.
and obviously, yeah, who knows? There are argument for both way.
There's arguments. I think they're just pissed off they didn't get a chance.
Yeah, I mean they
So
play the
and I
other
think they
two.
win
They play the other two games to be so.
and they win
The,
1-1 in the other two games.
yes, so they lost the series. Uh,
So they win 1-1 in the other two games, but the first one they lost because they weren't
yeah,
like
they weren't there. Yeah,
because
yeah,
of the
they were
internet or
20
whatever.
minutes late.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can feel pretty tough. It's pretty hard done by. And you know what? Like if I'm chucking around 150,000 US dollars in prize money, that's gotta hurt. Like that's gonna hurt.
And it's
If it
yeah.
was just a LAN, if it was just like for fun, or if we're playing or whatever, sure, you have problems. I live in South Africa. They just turn the power off. You don't even know. So you're getting abandoned just because you can't. There's no rerouting of anything. You've got no power for the whole suburb. But if it was for 150 grand of prize money,
Yeah,
man, it's gotta
and
it's gotta hurt.
but the series was really weird because the second game, Nigma won in 15 minutes, 20 minutes max, just rolling up Secret in. I can't even remember the score, but it was something stupid like I don't know, 30-1. Looked like a game that we might play with
Wow.
the smart or something shit like that. And then, and then the third game, Secret just rolled over them. They just absolutely destroyed them.
Yeah.
So,
I,
so that that was weird. But yeah, I mean, Secret looks much better than Team Enigma at the moment. I think they're better, well-rounded team. They play the meta better. It seems.
they played the meta better.
Yeah, and I mean they confirmed today when they beat Nigma again 2-1, just few hours
But
earlier.
2-1 again,
2-1 again.
I
Yeah.
always like it when teams take one off the opposition. It goes to show that it's like
No, it was.
there's a chance there.
There is a chance. I mean, we are talking about Nigma. I mean, they won two TIs, one TI, sorry, and they got several finals. And
Did they? Which TI did they win? Team Secret won the TI.
no, Team Secret never. They never won a
Team Secret
TI.
hasn't won a TI.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get my TI knowledge down, but which
OG
what?
won the last two TIs.
Yeah, I
The
so we got
third,
OG,
then
and
Team
then it
Liquid.
was
Team Liquid won the previous one.
Team Liquid,
So Team Liquid or
and
GOG.
Team Liquid turned into Enigma, is what we're saying.
Correct. After last
Right,
TI, yes,
was yeah.
yeah.
But Miracle wasn't on that team, was he?
Miracle was
Did
on that
Miracle?
team. Yeah,
So he won a TI.
yes.
Okay, cool. It's like Dota's been around long enough. It's not it's kind of a badge, it's a good badge, but you want more than one now. After 10 years, you want to see some repeat performances.
Yeah, and
And this is the other thing I've been thinking is that, poor old Team Secret. Like right now, we don't know for sure whether they're the best in the world because at the moment we're seeing it as online play. I'm just saying
yeah,
online
yeah, yeah,
play.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We
So
agree.
everybody's playing on ping, everybody's playing in random places, maybe not even with their full team. So, but if Team Secret is as good as they are right now online and they're as good as that in LAN, they would be gutted. There's no TI this year because
Yeah,
this would be
yeah.
their
Apparently there
run
would
for the
be a
TI,
TI later. No one knows. They're talking about December, January. I don't know.
which would be amazing. I mean, I just really want to see these guys back in the same room and
Yeah,
playing with no ping on LAN. You know,
online.
you're gonna see better data. It's like basically, it's like I don't know, like
Yeah, I think that
it's the
also.
equivalent of playing go karts and then going to a NASCAR track that's like under controlled conditions. Like it's huge. It's just that next level of production where people can really show off their skill set.
Yes. and you can get into the head of your opponent easier because you can look at them into the eye.
You can look them in the eye across the stage.
Across the
And
stage.
there's like, thousands. I mean, you can't underestimate, like, thousands of people in the
Yeah,
arena watching and yelling and screaming. And like, you're sitting in these podiums, like, and it's just the production is next level in
it
these
is.
live events,
It is.
And Dota's really set the stage for live events for esports, I think, anyway. I haven't seen any other esports. I've seen
I mean, there are
stadiums
production.
full of people, but
There are
yeah, in terms
yeah.
of and the 3D stuff they do, I just love that.
Yes, yeah, the
The
production is great.
3D
But
draft.
there are other events that drives a lot of viewers and a lot of people. I mean, the other one be League of Legends. It drives so many
Mm,
viewers, so many people are into League of Legends. About numbers, if you're talking about production, uh, I think we play the best that I saw. But lately, even there was a new production last week in a StarCraft tournament, StarCraft 2 tournament that was really nice. And
StarCraft 2.
StarCraft 2, that was esport is all about StarCraft. And yeah,
So,
no,
tell
never
me,
mind.
Cletus,
But let's just be
have
back
you
on
picked?
1 second because there is the most important news about watching Dota.
Sorry, hold that thought.
So there is a
Breaking
tournament.
news, breaking news.
Breaking news. Beyond Epic on the Europe and CIS closed qualifier.
Oh shit,
Bait won
he's
a
gonna say it.
series. Actually, two.
D&D,
Dandy,
D&D,
dandy,
D&D,
dandy.
D&D. The
So that was
the one sanctioned favorite player amongst the 1kTrash
it's a
team,
it's a
D&D,
yeah the favorite player of everyone. So Dandy's
ever.
back. So they have now a shot to qualify for the main tournament. Actually, two because they're in the upper
Woohoo!
bracket final. So good luck to Bait. And
Interestingly, though, like I looked at the lineup for D&D, and
it's Dandy.
so
I saw a couple
for
of the
the rest
game.
of the people,
Yeah.
in the bait team, and there's not one person from
Anything?
debate before. Now, just so if anybody wants to know why this is so important, Bait got the undesirable title of most consecutive lost games in Pro Dota ever. After creating the team, I think in September, October last year, they won maybe one or two games, and then they lost about 25 in a row, and it's a world record, unfortunately.
Yeah, but now
So
I mean,
once he's scrapped
go on.
everybody else in his team, he's playing with four new people,
I think that three
and
new people. I
they're
don't know.
doing okay.
Yeah, I mean they won. I
Yeah, it's
mean he is
harsh.
doing okay. I mean, what a
Yeah, I
game
mean
when
you've
he
got
played
to.
a
I
TA. He
mean,
was a sick TA. He destroyed
Cletus,
me.
was Dindy the problem? Was he the problem in the team? Answer.
No, no,
Answer me
absolutely.
with you. How do you feel about that? Like, if I said to you, "Bait lost all the games, but Dindy wasn't the problem," would you agree?
To a certain point, there is an argument because he's also the captain and he also the team manager. So I don't know. It's definitely not the It's
So he
not.
should be playing support. He should be
No,
playing
it's not what
support.
I'm
Like,
saying. Is
it's
that
I think he should be playing support. I think he's got to be stepping down. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen a successful captain that's playing mid, man.
oh
Just
yeah,
saying.
true. He wasn't the
Just
captain when they won
saying.
TI with Navi, was he?
Puppy,
Yeah,
Kuro.
puppy.
Who else have we got in the no tail? Like,
Oh yeah,
come
all
on,
position
man.
5. Yeah,
PPD. PPD is actually one of the best captains, by the way. S4. He plays position 4, by the way. He doesn't play.
because
I don't
S4
think he
because
plays
it's
five. I think he
because it's
plays
on his
4. I
name,
think he
so he
plays.
cannot buy content because it's called S4. So yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's tough to be hard out and also be controlling the game. Like, I don't know. Like, that's a mindset. But interestingly, yeah, 4 new heroes. He's playing with
Yeah.
Crystallis, last hero, 5 up in Fishman. And I think the only person I've heard of is Fishman, by the way. But hey, they're all up in the Eastern Bloc, so who knows, man? They just crack a block of ice and another Dota player rolls out.
I think, yeah, can't argue
Cool.
with
Should we get
that.
on to the next segment?
So,
Should we get on? Should we move on?
are
There's so
we
much to talk
ready
about.
for the next segment? And for the new viewer, the next segment is called Pro of the Week. And we pick a pro, and for no apparent reason. And that's it. Very exciting.
Well,
I th-
no, you pick a pro and then you have to discuss why you picked the pro. Like, I mean,
yes.
you
Yes.
get to pick one and I get to pick
That's true.
one. I mean, the viewers can pick one as well. Add it down in the chat.
In chat. And if you are on YouTube, on the comment down below.
Exactly. Or you can tweet me on SciSalad.
And with your pro of the
Or
week.
you can find us on the 1kTrash YouTube channel.
Exactly. Or you
And
can.
also, just so you know, we are looking for sponsors. So anybody that's like to sponsor us and really bring the knowledge to the people, get in touch.
Yeah. We're talking to a few university because it's educational podcast. And here we go.
Exactly. Esports is probably going to be a degree one day.
It is. It's probably is already in kind of definitely marketing, probably. Anyway, we can digress. But my pro of the week, I can't. I shouldn't have picked this before. Chat, tell me if I picked this before. Is Yapthor.
We can pick them twice, though. I mean, like, come on, like we can
we
pick them
make the
twice.
rule.
I mean, if you pick them 3 or 4 times, we've got to question why.
Yeah.
But
So
Yapsor,
Yapthor.
I don't think you've picked Yapsor before, man. And Yapsor is what? Team Secret
Team
is what?
Secret,
Position 4?
position
Pos
4.
4?
And I pick him because the way he play position 4, greedy position 4, fighting position 4, and winning the game position 4. That's how you make.
Have you got a couple of heroes you want to call out for Yapsor? Because
Absolutely. Rubik, Enigma, Enigma, no
the
Enigma, the team.
Enigma. It's been nice to see Enigma being back in the drafts. You know,
And,
I used
yeah,
to
but
like. I mean, the only person I saw playing it like a month or two ago was Sib, and like and it's a tough one to play. It's a super tough one to play because I mean, you're just a big playboy. You're like either I'm gonna come in with a black hole,
and
or I'm gonna get stunned and we all fucking die. Like
yeah,
you choose. You know.
you can win the game with one play. With a
Yeah, you
black
can,
hole.
and that's it. It's a game. I mean, it's kind of like Earthshaker, although Earthshaker's got a lot more. It's got a lot more going on, but you get that Echo Slammer Jammer man, and you get someone backing you up, and it's GG man.
GG.
So yeah, so Yapsor, and that's
Rubik.
what and you're picking Yapsor on the back of ESL Birmingham, is that right?
I'm picking back on Birmingham. I pick him back on the way he plays. It just, and I pick it back on Team Secret. They're playing great Dota, so
Amazing.
they're a
The
good team,
weird
and
thing about
I
them,
like the way they play because I think they changed a little bit the way they play. They were playing a little bit more defensive in the past, but now it's probably the meta as well is a lot more early game is a lot more important. So you
so
need to make plays earlier.
I heard an interesting thing, that they were saying in the commentators, because I thought the commentators were really good. So ESL, we had Capitalist, and we had another guy, David Parker, who's known as Gods, who basically created Beyond the Summit, which is like one of the major streaming Dota organizations. And they just got really good insights. And one of the things that they said about Puppy in particular, and by the way, Puppy is my pro of the week.
Oh, nice.
Now, it's not all positive. Like, we don't pick a pro of the week. It doesn't have to be because it's a positive kind of outcome. It's just a pro of the week that we picked. That's topical from my side, if you agree. So, what they said about Puppy, though, was that he was probably the greediest support. Like, he invented jungling, is actually what they said. And, he jungles on any hero. So, he's a jungling 5, apparently. and like he basically invented this. Like he can jungle with any hero, and which is really interesting. Like which goes to say what you're saying. They changed from being a bit more defensive to being a bit greedier and getting a few items. And the one thing that I find about the way the Team Secret plays, they just make more money. They just make more money. So, they play, for 10 or 15 minutes and they're already up 1 to 5K in net worth. Like just because they're just more efficient. Just,
Yeah,
it's on all levels. But I picked Puppy because of the controversy I found about Puppy.
controversy. So,
Controversy,
so
da 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 da.
is the controversy about being the greatest of all time or not? Is that the controversy you're talking about?
Is he the greatest of all time? I mean, has he won 2 TIs? No. Can he be in a conversation with anybody that has won 2 TIs? If he hasn't won 2 TIs, you can't go GOAT. Like, what's your measure of GOAT? Just because he played for 15 years? Nah.
'Cause-
Come on, man. No Tail played on the same team as him, by the way.
yeah, I mean, they were playing the
And then he
same team.
left.
They
And
were
then he
playing the
left,
same
and
team.
then he got TIs. So is Puppy the problem? We don't know. But he has done a lot of
Uh,
things, and they've won a lot of majors, and he has won more professional tournaments than anyone, or something like that. I don't know. But
uh,
interesting, what I did find out is he can be quite aggressive, and I found a clip of him. I should have brought it to play today, of him smashing a monitor. So there was a point in about 2015-16 where Eternal Envy called him out for, like, being aggressive, being a bit like egotistical in the team, running the team, taking too much money, not giving money to the other players in the team, and kind of like just generally just being like Billy Big Balls, and backed up. And this was in one blog, so everybody's like going, oh, Puppy's like doing this, and Puppy's been reorganizing the team for a bunch of years. Some people come and go, but he's been the consistent person,
well,
and
it's
he's
part of
finally
the
got that
management.
formula
So
right now. But his history is something to think about. So that's why Puppy is my pro of the week, for the controversy that has led to his current
yeah,
status.
I
He's
think
been through a lot of stuff.
I think that people do things. People do things that might be controversial, and that's it. Everyone makes mistake. Everyone smash monitors, I guess.
Yeah, and actually, one of the things that they do say is that he kind of bullied Weehaw.
Well, I mean,
Just saying.
that's also what the
Just
Twitch
saying.
start.
Gossip, gossip,
That's also
gossip.
what the Twitch chat does at the
Just like
time.
the current Twitch chat.
So
Yeah, poor old Weehaw, eh?
yeah,
He gets a lot of slack in the team, eh?
well, I
The
mean,
fans
if
love to pick on someone,
if it
and they're
stopped
definitely
feeding,
not going to pick on Miracle.
if it stopped
He
feeding, that
was
would
feeding.
help.
Did he feed today? I think he
Oh,
fed
probably
today.
yes. I'm confident.
Cool. Hey, I've got
But
something behind me if you're interested.
so let's conclude our third segment, and we're going to the educational part of the podcast with our DJ Sandwich. One word, teaching us Dota. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Cletus, and welcome to the Play of the Week.
I'm in the
Okay, and the Play
corner.
of the
Hi.
Week is basically about where I find a play. I watch a bit of Dota. I use my brain, and then I find a play that I think can be educational and that everyone can use, and we can all learn to be better Dota players together. Now, in the past, as my fans know, it's been mostly around wards, and that's not going to change this week. We have a play of the. I don't know why. I just when I watch Pro Dota, I watch a lot of things that they do, and I
Because
do have an
war.
honorable mention. I do have an honorable mention this week for an actual play, and that is basically it was actually in the same area. So why don't I take you to the map? I'll tell you about the play of the week, and then
Let's go to the map.
I'll give you the honorable mention. Okay, but first I'll tell you about the play of the week.
Yeah.
Let's take it to the map.
What a production.
It's kind of hard because I'm on wheels and I'm trying to make it smooth. Okay, so behind me, you might recognize the map of Dota.
Yes.
Cool. So we've got the river.
Yeah.
And let me know if I need. I'm going to yell out, but let me know.
That's fine.
So
Just wave because
we've got
you're
the river
out of
down here.
focus. Just wave. You're out of focus. Yeah. Let's pretend that you're on focus.
Let's just pretend because it's always just going to focus on my microphone, probably. Anyway.
Yeah.
We can see the map.
Yeah.
So what I want to focus on is the area in the mid, okay? And what I noticed, I think it was Team Secret. What I noticed was the ward placement. So we have the main lane down here.
Yes.
We've got the mid that's just kind of farming in the middle and doing their bit. And after a few fights, I recognized that behind here, this here goes up to another level where we have the bounty.
Yeah. That's the radiant.
Exactly.
Small jungle.
And on this side we have a little camp to be farmed.
Yeah.
And then we go up the stairs. Okay. There's another camp in here, another camp in there to be farmed. But I realized, and I didn't know this until I saw the ward there, that there's actually a trench or a depressed piece of land here. I never really thought about that. I've never really seen it. I've been on this map 1,000 times. I didn't really see it.
Probably
Anyway.
more. I would bet on more 1,000, but yes.
And on top of that, it actually goes down. So I don't think there's many places on the map. I thought the river's the only one, and maybe just at the top on this side. If you go to the end of the river, like there's a bridge, and then you go underneath on the other side. Anyway, there's not many places that are actually like a dugout, and this little red section here is actually just like that. What I also didn't realize is you can ward that area, which is crazy. So they had a sentry ward, because obviously if you put an observer ward, you're not going to get a vision.
Well, that would be a nice play anyway. So we can see we couldn't see what you draw because your head was exactly in front of the area you were drawing. All right. So you're putting the wood inside the pressed area.
That's right, inside the trench, which is just by that tower. You put a sentry down there. You can de-ward. You can come in. You can catch people that are invis, and basically it provides the dire.
Oh, it provides. Side. Yeah.
A really good mechanism for hiding a sentry ward and ganking from the left into the center.
Can you even
Which is just an amazing play. I never saw it.
Can you even de-ward that? Can you
de-ward? I don't even know if you can de-ward. I don't even know if you can de-ward it. I've never warded it myself, to be honest. But I thought that was amazing.
Yes.
Now, I'd also like to take the honorable mention.
Yes.
And we should. And in the future, we'll get clips and we can play these clips back. But it's also going to be around the mid area.
All right.
There was a big fight here. It was between Team Secret and Team Alliance in the final of the ESL Birmingham. Alliance was getting absolutely stomped. Okay, there's no doubt that they were getting absolutely stomped. And but they made one play. Okay, and they had an Axe who was over here. Basically pushing the tower. He jumped in and then got a little bit out of place and decided to retreat. So he went round to the right and down the stairs and then round the back. Round the right.
Yeah.
Down the stairs and then round the back into this position by the right-hand side of the T1.
Right.
Then the Team Secret, thinking that Axe had kind of retreated, decided to push in from the other T1 on the dire side into the Radiant. Little did they know that Axe was going around the back. Then Axe blink called into the middle of 3 Team Secret players. And at the same time he blink called, they had a Grimstroke that inkswelled him. And then he blink called, got inkswelled, took out 3 players, and they just monstered a team fight. It was amazing. Blink
So
calls
is
there.
that yeah with the
3
grimy
players.
with the grimy
With the
thing.
Grimstroke inkswell. And all they could manage to do after that was take 1 tower before they lost. But they won a massive team fight.
We're talking about the play of the week, not the whole game of the week. I mean, that's a completely different segment.
That Cletus was the plays of the week.
Thank you. So back to the studio with the final segment of this podcast. That is, did you play some Dota? And most importantly, did you win some Dota?
So I did. So I played some Dota this week, and we talked about it a little bit earlier. The Battle Pass is out.
Actually, I wanted to ask, how did you find the Battle Pass?
Lots of stuff out there to get.
How did you find the Battle Pass? I saw a lot of people complaining.
It started off badly. Steam and Valve really dropped the ball. I think I watched a game online by Gorge that basically lagged so much that it was a 3-hour game, and the actual in-game timer said 35 minutes.
Nice.
And it was a lagging for every single player. So it wasn't just him lagging. So every second within the game was actually 6 seconds for everyone. So you could see them TPing. It'd be like TP 6 5 4 3 5 4 3 4 3 2 2 4 4 2 3. He didn't even know when his TP would end. It was crazy. So I think when it started, the Battle Pass just broke Dota for about a week.
It's like
now
being
it seems to smooth out.
close to a black hole where time and space.
Pretty much. It was just so weird. And I had a couple of games where people just got abandons with, just couldn't connect and stuff like that. It was pretty bad. I think they just released a lot of stuff, it's just like
we are
so much.
Our software works. You release stuff, you break everything, and that's normal.
Software is supposed to work every time. Are you telling me that that's not true?
I'm sorry to deliver you this. I mean,
we'll patch that. We're gonna have to patch that comment.
Edit, production, edit this thing out. Software is more surprising when it works. But, we know that, don't we? Anyway,
so I have an update. I have an update on my MMR.
We're talking about the big reveal.
The big reveal. For those that don't know, this is my MMR.
No, it's on the other side. Yep. Yep.
It used to be 0. Actually, it never used to be 0 because you can only go to 1. I found that out.
I've been there.
And don't go there. It's a dark, dark place.
Oh, it's an interesting place.
Yeah, it's all the Dota players that fell through the cracks into no man's land.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's been as high as this year. It's been as high as 700, and then unfortunately it got completely reduced. I don't know what happened in the last patch, but it got completely reduced to 200.
It's a bit of SMR podcast.
ASMR. Okay. And so this week we are back up to 350.
Woohoo!
So in all respects, it's been as low as 1 and as high as 700. So we're in the middle right now.
No, we are interested in the difference between the previous number, whatever. So the previous number was 290, now it's 350. So it's improving, and by a huge
It is.
percentage that I cannot even calculate because it's too big. And that means that Coach Cletus um,
Exactly. And
worked.
how was your and turning the question back? Did you play some Dota?
I'm coaching. I'm coaching now. New career. I'm so yeah. That's what I'm doing. I think
It's a shame there's no coaching in art.
yes, that was something that they should definitely need to introduce.
I'll send that to Valev.
Yeah.
Coaching MMR.
Reddit, please Reddit,
Mm.
pick up the request.
So
So
basically, if my
yeah.
MMR goes up, then a percentage of that is related to the new coach for CP, which is our playing team.
Yes.
Uh,
Actually,
Welcome on board, Cletus. And how do you feel about joining the CP team as coach, Cletus?
well, I've been in the CP team since the start. One of the founding fathers, with with you and the third mystery member that we shall not mention. And yeah, no, but it's great now to be in the coach. And actually, uh, I know that I've plenty of offers to join several teams of coaching, but at the moment I'm just focusing on our team because we need to win this TI, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, we're ready if people can't play online, if they have too much ping or whatever, then we're ready to step in. Same.
Exactly, yeah. Because ping doesn't matter if you're good, and we are good.
Exactly. Just ask mid one. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Cletus,
So
today.
this,
We're discussing everything. I think so. We're doing it every 2 weeks at the moment. Please
yeah,
tune
I
in.
mean, we're doing a weekly podcast every 2 weeks or so.
I mean, weekly is like it happens during the week, right?
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
It's on a weekday.
Yeah, if not, whoop, and I'm be about to be back, and here we are. And so, just before wrapping up, where people can find you, where they can find you.
So
Actually,
yeah, get in touch with me if you
actually,
want to get in touch with me specifically. If you want
what
to know
is
how to
your
get
guild? What is your guild? Because that is how people are going to get in touch
our
with you.
guild. So the guild, if you want to join, everybody is welcome to join our guild, and that is called 1kTrash. So if you're a long time player, small time achiever, then join our guild, 1kTrash. Yeah, everybody is welcome. We'll take anyone, and yeah, help us get our guild contracts done and see what we can get out of this battle pass. You can find me on Twitter at
Sai Sala?
Salad, and you can find the podcast on 1kTrash YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
correct. Subscribe,
Excellent.
donate, all these kind of
Subscribe.
things.
And where can people find you, Cletus?
They can find me on Twitter at Kaiserbaldo is of that with the zero at the end, and they can find me on email if they know my email. Uh, they can find
Which you
me
can get by going to his Twitter.
that you cannot get on my Twitter. I don't think so. I don't know, but you might give it a go. I answer on Twitter. I don't tweet much, but if you send me a message, I definitely answer. You can find me sometime on Twitch, on several streams, in the chat of several streams, in my own channel, just hanging around. And that's pretty much where I'm pass my time. Discord. So if you
You
have
can find us
Discord,
on Discord. We do have a 1kTrash channel that we're setting up on Discord. So yeah, you want to be a part, then join the guild and get amongst it.
exactly. So this, I think, this wrap up the podcast for this week. Nice podcast. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for tuning in
Hey,
from South Africa. It must be a long journey from South Africa to the 1kTrash studio.
Yeah, it's very long, but luckily I've got the speed of fiber to get there, so it's kind of reduces it quite a bit. But anyway, that's the 1K Trash podcast for this week. So we'll see you on the
On the
line.
line.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Oi, get out! You've got too much in him,